Subaru's Outback wagon is an all-wheel drive institution, a paragon of versatility. And Subaru's motoring talents make the vehicle family-friendly. Talent doesn't mean perfection, however. The Outback's upscale interior ensemble, for example, runs the gamut from tacky to refined. The shifter, for instance, is a plastic orb without a highlighted gear range indicator at its side. Obvious plastic flashing Mars door bends. Daytime instrument illumination needs improvement. Gauges in the hands warmer status indicator lack punch. In contrast, USB and 12-volt outlets are well lit. Open pore, faux wood trim appears authentic. It's tidy under the dashboard and your Birkenstocks won't snag wires or sharp hardware. The dash pad and upper door panels are cushy. The heated steering wheel has thumb-happy switchgear. Large 2-zone climate control knobs present temperature numerals in their centers, a slick, space-saving trick. Volume and tuning knobs poke through a Starlink 8-inch multimedia infotainment touchscreen. Side indents guide you toward key points. Smartphone-linked operations include Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Clear trip computer info resides between the two main gauges. Subby's stuffed front thrones bulge a bit too much. One cannot sit back and get full thigh and back support. The contoured F-row lacks thigh support and the mid-purchase hard. The center shoulder belt reel attaches to the ceiling rather than the seat, which steals cargo room. Human contact points are padded like a boxer's glove. Backseat drivers enjoy bun warmers and HVAC outlets. Subaru's EyeSight twin-camera scheme focuses on driver aids. One item is forward collision warning. Others include pre-collision braking, adaptive cruise control and lane keeping. EyeSight doesn't see front cross traffic, although few systems do. Still, the Outback deserves kudos for the next best thing, good sightlines. Its slim cloth-covered A-pillars abutting the windshield are lifesavers. Lane keep tweaking involves 2 steps. A dash-mounted button mutes deviation warning beeps, while a steering wheel button turns off the corrective steering. When charting your course, you can stop wrestling the wheel by pressing 1, leaving the audible alerts. Subaru's sole transmission is a chain-driven, continuously variable unit. A well-designed CVT provides a step-plus-wide ratio range reducing fuel consumption. The Outback's unit simulates a 6-speed manual, if desired. Most CVTs let the engine rev annoyingly while varying ratios until you reach your desired velocity. Subaru's CVT operates unobtrusively. It has elastic sensations, the engine whines like a Dyson vac when cold or performing lots of city driving. And the engine revs higher than expected upon initial throttle tip-in. Engine RPM at 60 mph varies from 1500 to 2500, no thrumming, but rather a pleasant hum. The CVT is made as a horizontally opposed 2.5-liter, 175 horsepower 4-cylinder engine. Power is merely adequate. Due to its design, it doesn't vibrate much. Its low height contributes to the vehicle's clean underbody, which lets one climb curbs without smashing mechanical pieces. Observed fuel economy is 26 miles per gallon. The EPA's numbers, 25 city, 32 highway, 28 combined. Subaru's comfy ride trumps the handling. While smooth comportment is the norm, the Outback jiggles, bobs and yaws when encountering bumpy pavement. Redesigned side view mirrors and noise-reducing front door glass impart library-grade quietness, if libraries had wind rush. The steering effort off-center needs more heft, but it's precise. Braking is like stepping on a marshmallow, the soft pedal lacks feedback. A carpeted cargo hold, rated 35 cubic feet with seats up or 73.3 cubic feet with seats down, has 2 sets of convenient seatback releases. They're adjacent to the backrest and in the storage bay. There's also space under the aft floor for a spare tire, tools and the window shade-like luggage cover. The thoughtfully designed $37,405 vehicle also calms your nerves with the pleasant seatbelt warning chime that hushes when parking. Subaru's Outback isn't for enthusiastic drivers who dig road rally drama. Instead, it's a commodious people-pleaser with excellent safety features, and that generous 8.7 inches of ground clearance.
In March, a study of a small group of 2016 and 2017 Nissan Leaf models equipped with the larger 30 kWh battery pack that had abnormal battery degradation. That study concluded that nearly 4 out of 5 of the larger battery packs examined lost cell capacity 3 times faster than earlier 24 kWh battery packs that were studied. This week, Nissan said it would issue a software update for the battery controllers to help stem the power loss. This software fix was reported by Clean Fleet Report. According to the report, this software fix addresses a known issue about the controller miscalculating the available range and charge from the battery. Initially, some suspected that the Leaf's air cooling for its batteries rather than liquid cooling was to blame for reduced capacity and higher degradation. The study in March didn't observe the redesigned 2018 Nissan Leaf's battery pack, which was upgraded further to 40 kWh. In 2015, Nissan changed its battery chemistry to a so-called lizard cell system that was said to be more resistant to higher temperatures. Many Leaf owners had already replaced their 2016 or 2017 batteries with replacement packs, although those systems appear to have suffered the same issues. Those battery replacements were covered under Nissan's powertrain warranty. This year, Nissan began selling in Japan refurbished battery packs for older Leaf models. The refurbished replacement batteries sell for around $2,800, which is substantially lower than the cost of new replacement batteries. Nissan hasn't yet announced a similar program for Leaf owners in the US, who may be looking to trade up from 24 kWh batteries to 30 kWh batteries.
Subaru has sprung back into the 3-row SUV battlefield with a fully competitive model that offers a good engine and comfortable ride, but its merely average third row and lackluster handling hold it back. The Ascent's package is successful because it takes a simple, function-focused approach that merges convenience and practicality, especially for families. The automaker has been conspicuously absent from the segment for years, ever since it retired its quirky Tribeca in 2014, and there hadn't been a step-up option for customers who had outgrown the Forester SUV and Outback wagon. It faces established, popular models such as the Ford Explorer, Honda Pilot, and Toyota Highlander. The Ascent has a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine in a segment where V6s dominate, but it's not like it brings a knife to a gunfight. This engine may trail its chief rivals in cylinders and horsepower, but it works well in the real world. The engine has good power for everyday driving, aided by a continuously variable transmission that mimics the gear changes in a regular transmission better than most CVTs that try to pull off that trick. And this 4-cylinder is quieter than a typical Subaru engine. The Ascent Base and Premium are Environmental Protection Agency rated at 23 mpg overall, and the more lavishly equipped, heavier Limited and Touring are rated at 22 mpg overall. The base model can tow 2,000 pounds, and the other trim levels can pull up to 5,000 pounds. The Ascent is offered only in all-wheel drive configuration, typical for Subaru. Drivers can take minor off-road excursions with its 8.7 inches of ground clearance, X mode to bolster traction, and hill descent mode to help tackle steep slopes. The handling, however, was less impressive. The Ascent feels large and tends to lumber a bit in corners. It definitely lacks the sporty demeanor of a Mazda CX-9. Getting in the Ascent cabin is easy, thanks to its large doors and relatively low step-in height. The seat comfort is good as long as one opts for one of the two top trims, Limited and Touring, which have leather and a two-way lumbar adjustment. Lower trims don't offer enough lower back support. The controls are easy to see, reach, and use. The infotainment touchscreen display is clear and responds quickly to commands. Interacting with the trip information and flipping through the different information bits can be confusing because they're displayed on a different screen. More expensive trim versions offer Android Auto and Apple CarPlay compatibility. A Wi-Fi hotspot can support up to 8 devices to entertain connected families. The Ascent can receive over-the-air software updates, potentially providing fixes and improvements quicker than waiting on routine service needs to take the Ascent back to the dealer. Subaru will force the implementation of safety-related updates, without waiting for owners to approve them. Updates that the automaker considers to be optional must be approved by the owner before they're implemented. The USB and auxiliary inputs are conveniently located below the climate controls, and there is a handy shelf to store your phone or iPod. The Ascent's soft surfaces and contrasting interior accents add an upscale flair, though there is a surplus of seams, creating a distracting number of lines. That said, the Touring's premium ambience befits its price. The simple head-up display used for forward collision warning and lane-keeping alerts is a standout feature. It's nothing fancy, just simple colored lights that appear on the lower windshield, minimizing the distance the driver's eyes must travel from the road to interpret the message. The Ascent base comes with a second-row bench seat, but all other trims offer a no-cost choice of bench or captain's chairs. There's plenty of legroom. There are convenient controls for adjusting rear climate settings, USB ports for plugging in chargers, and even a 110-volt outlet. A panoramic moonroof is available on the Premium and Limited, and it comes standard on the Touring. The fold-away third row is slightly elevated, creating theater-style seating. Third-row space is limited, but it can be useful for tweens and teens in a pinch. Passengers will find that the grab handles mounted on top of the second-row captain's chairs make getting out of the third row easier. With all seats upright, there is enough space in the way back to stow bags or small luggage. When the seats are folded down, the second and third rows don't quite flatten. Standard equipment includes Subaru's EyeSight driver assist technology, a suite that includes forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, and adaptive cruise control. Head-up display, blind spot warning, rear cross-traffic alert, and rear automatic braking are available. The largest Subaru in the automaker's history, at 196.8 inches, is bigger than a Toyota Highlander and comes equipped to compete with the established mid-sized three-row SUV leaders.